day 3 out of 4, or an optional 5-day, third day out of 5 on the...
What is going on with me today?
Almost threw up my bacon sarnie. Almost coughed up a lung. Yeah, I'm rather congested. Today is the 3rd day out of 5. High bar back squats, bench presses with a varied grip. I'm going to use the cambered bar, the curvature bar, the really girthy, thick but bent shaft that looks like a very sad face. Unless you turn it upside down, then it's a very happy face. Well, I'd say it's not very happy or very sad. It's just sad or happy. But it's not like, oh, or it's just, or, do you know what I mean? Yeah, the cambered, however you want to say it, bar. I'm going to use that for the bench pressing today. It's quite thick, you see. So the grip is going to be very different. And so is the range of motion. It's going to be deeper than usual, real deep. I've never used a cambered bar, whatever you want to say, before. So I'm rather interested to see how it's going to feel. I'm going to have a wider than usual grip, because the varied grip is either further in, like a close grip bench press, or further out, like a wider grip bench press. And considering I already do close grip bench pressing, and my normal grip is quite narrow, is considered quite narrow anyway by most of you, it only makes sense to work on the outer regions of the chest. Now you've always got that, oh, you can't work on the outer region of the chest, you've got 2 slots, and so you can only work on those 2 halves. Yeah, well, I don't give a fuck what you say, right? We're working on the outer chest, just like you can work on the inner chest. I know that's going to trigger some people. Those pencil necks. Got my calendar on deck with the Christmas jumper. Fantastic, as is the 9th today, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's the 8th. I'm pretty damn sure it's the 9th though. This fucking calendar is worth a tenner. £10 for a calendar, right? And they only give you 2 types of the Tony's chocolate. They've got the milk caramel sea salted variation, and just the normal milk chocolate variation. I'm not fucking having it. Tony, me and you, out of my yard. Tony's going down. You come on, you come to me, you come to my caravan, and we'll fucking scrap. Right? Me and you, Tony, you fucking stingy prick. I'm not having it. Come on, Tony, give me your chocolate. I do apologise. The violent side came out in me when I found out there was only 2 variations of chocolate in the Tony's calendar. Before you ask, obviously, the skill level that I just demonstrated there on the fighting. Here we are again.
Howdy, partner.
Yeah, I won that one. It's a cold, wet and windy, miserable day today. The typical British winter. Nothing special, no sun, no blue sky. I mean, the sun is still there. It's just covered by this layer of boring grey cloud. Anyway, what am I doing in my car? I'm still in my PJs. I just woke up. Eyes are barely awake. Oh, awake? I mean, I'm barely awake. My eyes are barely open. We're off to the bakery to go pick up some fresh bread, because one of you made a very good point that making bread is a very tedious
task, a very long-winded task. And yes, some of you are probably like, no, I have the secret, most fastest way to make bread. Well, unfortunately, I am shot for time all the time, so it's a good alternative heading over to the bakery to pick up some fresh bread instead of going to the store and buying some of their ultra-processed bullshit. I'm also going to go to the shop, the one next to it, not the bakery, but the shop, you know, the shop. Yeah. I'm going to get myself some protein, oh, whatever. Let's just drive. I'm so tired, I've got a headache. I think I need to drink some water. When it comes to drinking water in the morning, I make sure to get at least a litre before I go to the gym. Some of you will be like, that's way too much. Well, yeah, maybe for you, but not for me. Because if I don't, I'll get fucking headaches. I unfortunately suffer with migraines. That's just something I've got to deal with in life, you know? We've got to deal with things in life, and that's one of them. You might have also noticed that my car has changed. Yes, the car that I was driving before was so old it just fell apart, so I've had to finance a car. I've got myself a Ford Galaxy. It's a 7-seater. I love this car. Plenty of room for the Famalama Ding Dong. This is a fucking small little village and the roads are somehow congested. Like me. Congestion in my nose! Big lorry. Please don't go where I'm going to pass you by. Don't check my mirror or I'll get out and punch you in the head. Oh, you bloody bastard. I can't go. You have to move back, mate. Okay, cheers for that, prick. Now you're probably thinking, I'm a nosy prick. What have you got from the shop? Well, I got myself a lovely whole wheat loaf straight from the bakery. Oh, for fuck's sake, now I can't do it up. I thought, I'm feeling quite hungry, I need something now. A bacon sarnie with some cheese, and then in the shop, a yazoo and a huel. Most people don't like huel because they taste kind of weird. But believe it or not, I actually like the way they taste. As for the yazoo, well, it may be bad for me, but I fucking love chocolate milk. So, fuck off judging me. Look how fluffy, how plump this bread looks like. It looks fantastic. It's straight from the bakery. Look at the thick ass crust. Oh my goodness. High bar back squats. My favourite way to squat with a high bar position. Pure quad dominant. I just did 185 kilos for a double at what was probably RPE, I'm going to say 5.5. Which is better than the first time I tried to run the powerlifting program, but only got halfway through before I tried to PB with everything. So I've definitely got stronger. I'm using a wider stance. It just feels better. Plus, as you're going to see in a minute, it looks better. That was a fine set. I feel like with the wider stance I'm using a lot more thigh. I'm not relying on my posterior chain as much. Obviously, the hamstrings and the lower back are still getting involved as they are a part of the posterior chain. But minus the bar position being higher, hence high bar squat, the quads are getting a lot more involved. The inner thigh, the outer thigh, I can feel all of my thighs working overtime, and it feels great. It's going to take some time getting used to, but I feel like I'm going to benefit from it a lot more in the future. I think it's going to develop my thighs in both a strength and hypertrophic way. A lot more than me doing the way that I've been doing it, which is basically here, which looks cool, but it just doesn't feel effective and efficient. I feel like there is more potential in the future in terms of hitting PBs and getting stronger with a wider stance as opposed to my narrow stance. Now for the remainder of the back off sets, 145 kilos for 2 sets of 7. I was about to put up my thumb then. Excuse me, I didn't, because that would have been 8. And we're not doing 8 because we don't want to overshoot the program. So far, so good. We've stayed on track. That's a PB in itself, staying on track. But yeah, what do you think, guys? What do you guys and girls think of my new widened stance? I personally think it looks a lot better, and it feels a lot better too. That was almost a disaster. On the second rep, I breathed out at the bottom. I completely lost my brace, and I had to re-brace and then breathe back out at the top to then reset my brace for the next rep. That was bizarre. Maybe I don't know. I don't care, because that was a good set. You just got one more of those to go. That last rep was fucking naughty. The cambered or cambered barbell. We always say what we've got. Oh, no, we're not ranting. Time is of the essence. I've got to go to work soon. The barbell is 25 kilos. I have 2 plates and a quarter aside. That's 115 kilos. I'm doing this for 2 sets of 6 repetitions. What on earth? There's a poltergeist in the gym. A polter gym. That felt fantastic. The cambered or cambered, I'll pronounce it correct next time we use it. Barbell, because it's at a curvature, it gives you a little bit extra ROM on the bottom part of the eccentric. So you're activating the chest and all of the stabilizers a bit more. And I say a bit, I mean significantly, because I've got a nice chest pump, my lats are engaged, my triceps are working. You're still getting that extra stretch at the bottom. So not only is this great for building, it's kind of like the deficit bench. We're going to call it the deficit bench from now on. No. Almost fast-tracked to Snap City with that first rep. Clunked the J-hook, but no worries. A solid set of 6. Now I'm going to move on to some, I think it's flat dumbbell bench press. Flat dumbbell bench presses. I'm working up to a set of 6 to 8, and then I'm backing off for a few sets of 8 to 10. Got the 50 kilos
locked and loaded. I'm going to do 6 to 8 reps of this, and then back off to, I don't know, the 45, so a few sets of 8 repetitions. Okay. I thought, fuck it. Let's just stick with the 50s and do 3 sets of the 50s for 8 repetitions each. This is the 3rd set. I filmed the other set in portrait mode to go into my Instagram and TikTok. But like I said, once I have a DSLR, I'll be able to film the entirety of the workout, including the top set. Although I am going to try and make an active effort to be able to film my top set in landscape mode, but at a distance and an angle where I can crop the ratio into portrait mode. That way, I get the best of both worlds. Sorry for not looking you in the eyes as I was talking to you. I'm rather shy, you see, rather nervous. Okay. A fantastic little flat dumbbell bench press session. I think instead of doing back off sets with them, I'm just going to stick to one weight and bust out the prescribed sets and reps with that, as opposed to backing off. I just don't see the point. All of those sets. Well, I do see the point. The point is fatigue management. But all of those sets felt well within the RPE I was aiming for, which is 8. I could have easily done 3 sets of 10 repetitions with the 50 kilo dumbbells at RPE 10. Moving on to dumbbell flat flies. This is now the staple within the program I have designed. So just a recap of what we've done today. High bar back squats. That's the 2nd squat day. I do that as supplementary lift because I really like high bar squats. I also pause because I like pause squats, so I combine them both to have a really fun squatting session. A tough one, but very fun indeed. Then I move on to a varied bench press with the wider grip than usual to target the chest a bit more than the triceps and lats, although saying that the lats are still just as involved with a wider bench than a close bench. The lats have always got to be involved because they are one of the main stablers, if not the main stabilizer minus the tricep. Then dumbbell flat bench presses, dumbbell flat flies. I'm going to do some dumbbell shoulder presses and either a bicep or tricep exercise. I think because I did a tricep exercise on day 2, the bench focus day, I'm going to do a bicep exercise today. But I'm going to flip the order next week, just so it falls in line with the theme of the day. We've got the 20 kilo dumbbells locked and loaded and ready to be flew all the way to Dubai to find some oil and become rich, wealthy, and prosperous. I'm doing this for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. I've already done 2 sets of 10 repetitions because I'm very short for time now. I need to hurry the fuck up and get this done. and with squat down of the old strong, fat thighs. So, a lot of people are probably saying, well, you don't have to squeeze all the way up to the top, Brian. I don't give a fuck. I like to work through the entirety of the range of motion. I am the ROM king. In fact, next time, if someone fucking moans about me squeezing at the top, I'm just going to crisscross my fucking arms and then touch my shoulders.